What are splits? Why do we do them? What does chat need to know about them?
So splits are, how do I say this? You have like multiple raids run at the same time. It's on heroic difficulty only, so you don't go straight to mythic. You are gonna actually do like some kind of heroic runs, like a lot of heroic runs. That's why they have
so many.
That's why they have like so many characters, Echo, all the resources guilds. The goal is to get as much as gear as you can. Yeah, you have like helpers to be with you. Basically, it's half of the guild doing one split, half of the other guild doing the other one. Sometimes it's like 3 at the same time to be faster. And all the loot is being gathered by the raid leader or the one that is going to manage the loot. And they are going to give it to all the armor pieces. So it's going to be one to leather, one to clothes, plates and mail. And basically they're going to funnel one player every time. And depending on if the run was good or not, they're gonna probably do it once more to the same player if he didn't get lucky enough. That's how it works, basically.
Yeah. I always kind of visualize splits by saying, okay, if you have 10 bosses and each one drops 5 pieces of loot, you have 50 pieces of loot at the end of the raid. In a typical heroic run, everyone would get an average of 2 pieces. 25 players would get 2 pieces each. But what you're trying to do here is funnel all 50 pieces onto maybe 3 or 4 players that are actually going to be in your mythic raid.
Yeah, basically when it's your run and you are being traded by the raid leader, you're getting like 15 loots. That's normal.
And it's also why they have so many different characters, because you can get those unlucky runs. So you'll see many of the raiders have 4 or 5 of the same class. So they could do all these splits, and it's their run. Hopefully one of those characters will get lucky.
And another thing you might have as well is that, of course, you've got some players that are excellent at lots of different characters and lots of different classes, and maybe they'll be playing some at some points. They might want to switch over at other points as well, so you might be able to see, we're doing like 2 runs for his mages and 3 runs for his hunters and maybe 1 for his evoker, that kind of thing, keeping like a wide spread so they've got lots of things available when they get to the bosses at hand.
Right, and because of that sort of random nature, right? So for anybody who's like totally basic, brand new, you don't know exactly what's going to drop. That's what RNG is all about. So because of that, it can kind of dictate, if you get full sets but you're missing something else, you might have to pick or choose who's going to play what, how they're going to sort of build around that, but you have the best shot of getting what you want by splitting up and dividing into these smaller groups that then, just like we've been sort of talking about, funnel that loot onto players so that they can try to get what they need to be able to tackle a lot of these fights.
Yeah, especially if there's a really important trinket that drops from a certain boss, that can sometimes make or break a spec, especially if you have burst damage profile specs like an arcane mage. They might need a certain trinket that's really important. So if they have 5 mages and only in one of those mage runs that trinket dropped, it's a very good chance that that's going to be the mage that you're then running in the raid.
Also, I would like to add, there's a lot of players that are playing the same class all the time. There are only few people who are like between mage, hunter, or druid, because they can play like different things. But most of the people they're gonna play specifically one class or at most 2, and it's really efficient to play the same class during all the splits, because you have the same, you know what to do, you play range all the time on all the bosses, so it's like muscle memory, and you have to be really quick, and also it gives you knowledge for the mythic raid after.
Corella, do you often see players, especially those that are specializing, like you say, in one particular class, and they do splits 10 times on a Demon Hunter or 10 times on a Death Knight? Do you see them using the Heroic Raid as an opportunity to try out different talents, try out different builds, practice their performance for Mythic?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely they are trying different things. And as I said, like you are also like some things have been tested during the raid tests, but you can test different things. For example, as DH, or can I double jump and glide on top of this AoE or something? You can try stuff, because if you die, it's fine. It splits. You get rest or. So yeah, definitely trying different builds to see if this one works better or the other one.
There's utility as well, right? Can I immune soak this?
Yeah.
Can I immune this ability? Will this get rid of a fixate? Like, there's loads of stuff that you can kind of try out in Heroic. Like, will this tech work? And it's kind of a good way to test that out in splits because you're trying to
And
get gear.
ultimately, splits are necessary in the modern day and age. As much as they might not seem fun, they are definitely needed with the way the raid goes. Because when those guys get in Mythic after all them splits, you'll see a more powerful raid team than you'll see on the planet, is what's formed out the back of it.
Well, it's so impressive, right? Because it's one of the things where we have to think of raids as math. I know, math is terrible. We all hate
What do
it,
you do?
gamers.
We want people to watch
I'm
this.
so sorry. It's like drinking Mountain Dew with your buds. I don't know. What's the cooler? No, it's like math. Sorry, everyone, because ultimately the boss's health pools, their mechanics, everything, right, are based off of numbers. So just like, tabletop games, which I know, Alex is a big fan of and might have some little adventures lined up for us in store, you have to have an idea of what those numbers are, and the gear that you're getting literally helps you meet those numbers. It seems really elementary, but the reason teams spend so much time on these things and actually invest so much into this is because the difference between, 20 minutes of prog is massive in a race. And if you have the gear that you need to be that much faster, to burn that much faster, to survive, to do what you need, you are going to be in the lead. So they have to balance how much time do we spend on this so that we have the numbers that literally meet some of these requirements for mythics or give us the advantage in them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really good point because most commonly what we'll see coming from chat is the sentiment that splits have been going on too long and they need to get into the raid right now or they're going to lose, right? The other guilds are already raiding, you're falling behind. But the reality is that gear is king and item level is almost always correlated with the victor of the race world first. Getting an extra quarter item level sometimes makes the difference between killing the boss on the last day of the first reset versus needing an entire additional reset worth of gear. So you're going to see a lot of splits.
Yeah, and also this is huge difference this race because if you guys remember last race, Neighbor Palace, we had an entire heroic week, and now it's gone. So probably they are gonna do less splits, I guess, but it's still gonna be a lot. You need to be really geared.
Yeah, if there's going to ever be extra splits to be found, Scripe and Roger are definitely going to be the ones to find them. Because it wouldn't surprise me if we're on like day 5, we've been on Mythic for 3 days at this point, and then going to start the day with a lovely heroic split because we really want to try and get this trinket or we want to get this. It would be finding loads of characters, just having really weird lockouts, maybe not even killing all of the bosses on heroic just in case they need to go back and get other things at weird times. It's a massive amount of organization for it, and of course for those who are around and available to help, they do need helpers, as Corilla pointed out earlier, so I'm sure there'll be a chat command for that, but just get it spammed out, go and help them out because yeah, you can get yourself some nice rewards for doing so as well.
Could we potentially get a screenshot of Mira's spreadsheet for the splits for last tier to give an idea of just how involved this process is? Because I know we meme on it, we're like, it's a drag and all that, and it kind of is, but at the same time, the level of effort kind of shows you how necessary this is. I think there was over 1,000 helpers last time.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, or
That's
1,000
crazy.
characters used, that, including mine, actually, which getting sent gold through the mail.
You got gold? I didn't get gold.
I actually got shouted at for not collecting my gold.
I did splits both weeks. I got no gold.
Yeah, I got gold apparently, and then I got a message saying, why don't you want gold? I'm like, what gold? You're split gold. I was like, why would you send me split gold?